You've gotten so comfortable. Thinking you're in control of your image, your actions, the narrative.
Hola, ¿cómo están? How are you?
Background.
Oh, I love the picture. It's a great picture. It's a great cast. It's a great show.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
We're good.
We're great. Thank you.
So, first of all, thank you so much for bringing back one of my favorite shows from all time. I think that it's one of the shows that shape who I am in the best way and the worst way.
Yeah. we should just basically spend the next 5 minutes talking about that.
Just why don't we start with that? Why did you guys want to bring back Gossip Girl?
Well, it was definitely something that had been discussed over the years, and we'd had conversations with Warner Brothers and ourselves and our partners at Alloy about it. And I think we went down some roads with some young, talented writers of different iterations of potential ideas, but it never really ultimately felt like Gossip Girl to us. It didn't feel quite right. And we weren't interested in just doing a reboot just to do it, just to kind of milk a little bit more out of the IP. So at a certain point, we were like, let's see what Josh Safran is up to. And obviously Josh had worked on the first show and was a really critical part of that show, the first go around. And so we went out to breakfast with him and said, got any ideas? And he came back with this take and we were like, no, that feels like Gossip Girl.
And Stephanie, well, watching the show, I'm like, wow, it has that HBO thing where it's more racy and flashy. And how do you think that the fans are gonna react to Gossip Girl with being a little bit more explicit?
I think people will respond to it. The first show pushed boundaries, for what it was, a broadcast show. I think we were on at 8:00 first season. And this show pushes boundaries for what it is too. And I think that's the Gossip Girl way.
That you forgot one thing. I can see you.
And I love the representation of the show. I mean, I'm Mexican and I'm gay, so I love to see a cast full of different genders, different colors, different everything. Why is that important for you guys to incorporate to the show?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the first show was a product of and a reflection of its time, and it was really critical to us that the new Gossip Girl feel like it was reflecting, this current moment. And that was also obviously something that was really important to Josh Safran and inherent in his original take, that these were the characters and these were the stories that we were going to be following and these were the issues that we were going to be dealing in and dealing with, So I think we're very, very proud of this new version.
Well, I appreciate it. And I'm like, wow, the new generation are going to see it reflected on television. That's amazing. And I love it.
Yeah.
Stephanie, when I was younger, I was like at the end of high school when the original show came out, I started in college. And I wanted to be them, like in all the ways. I wanted to be glamorous. I wanted to be a mean girl, like like Blair and Serena. What's the impact that you think that this show is going to have on teenagers now?
Well, it's always, very speculative. Does TV influence people to think different things or act different ways? Does it reflect, what's already there? It's hard to say, sort of chicken and egg, what comes first. But I do hope that young people see themselves and their stories reflected in the show. And I think the show has a very welcoming tone and a very embracing tone. It respects, kids' vulnerability and treats their storylines with respect. And so I hope that it starts a lot of really good conversations between young people and each other and young people and their parents.
And before I'm through, I'll make sure you see you too. You know you love me.
And Josh, let me ask you, the original show was also about socialites, and this one it's about influencers. How was the process of making that transition from New York socialites to influencers?
Well, I mean, I think it's realistic in that there are people from New York society who have become influencers. They are famous for being famous, or they're famous because of, what family they were born into, or the amount of wealth that they can put on display tastefully or not so much on their social media platforms. So I think in a lot of ways, everybody has become kind of an influencer. Everybody has become the star of their own show in the intervening years since the original Gossip Girl. And so that was important to reflect as well. Obviously, it is also a career path for some of our characters, and the opportunity to monetize that is something that you wanted to reflect as well. And maybe give people some pause to put their phones down every once in a while.
And Stephanie, before our time is up, why don't you tell our fans what's the coolest thing or one of the surprises that they can expect from the show?
One of my favorite aspects of the show as an original creator and viewer is how the school uniforms have been reinterpreted by Eric Damon, our costume designer, and Karina Evans, who directed the first 2 episodes, also had a strong hand in coming up with the looks for the characters. But I love how the original show has kind of been honored in that way, but everything feels incredibly fresh and very street smart and unique.
You're right, the clothes are amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. I can't wait for everybody to watch the show.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
XOXO.